Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back, finally, to Minecraft Exploration and Tactics. Season 7. We're going to be starting a new season of Exploration and Tactics, and you probably can already notice some weird things going on around me here. I thought a lot about what I wanted to do. Let's go ahead and kind of switch out of F5 mode. Wait a minute, here we go. First person mode, about what I wanted to do for this season of Exploration and Tactics, and I incorporated some of my favorite ideas from previous seasons to come up with this season that will be entitled SPACEBARR'D. SPACEBARR'D will be this season of Exploration and Tactics here in Minecraft 1.8. And I'll explain what this means, the name of the season, in a bit. But basically, I think my favorite season of all the previous seasons of Exploration and Tactics was Season 5, where I did kind of a complete the monument, made my own victory monument thing. And so we're going to have one of those in this season of Exploration and Tactics in the SPACEBARR'D series. And I think what makes that successful is a combination of goals, constraints, and penalties. Are the combination of things that I think makes this season of Exploration and Tactics really interesting. And so I'm going to describe those for you in a moment. So one of the things that you will notice here is we have a world border. If you haven't seen it before, this crazy weird force field looking thing is a world border that I won't be able to move past, but we will want to eventually be able to get out into the world, into all these different biomes and things, and go exploring. It's exploration and tactics after all, and so exploration is key. And indeed, I guess let's go ahead and talk about this. So there is a monument here, a type of completion monument that I have that has a bunch of items and item frames. And those of you who know Minecraft very well might recognize the particular items that are in these item frames. They all correspond to achievements. And so, for example, the first achievement is opening your inventory, and the next achievement is getting wood and then making a crafting table. And so there are currently 34 achievements in the game, and as a result, 34 item frames on this monument. The one at the very top, the previous season of Exploration and Tactics, one of the things I wanted to do was an achievement called Adventuring Time, which you get from exploring all the different biomes in Minecraft 1.7. They added a bunch of different biomes. And so that achievement was in the game in Minecraft 1.7, but it didn't work because Mojang? Because they added an achievement and they didn't test it, or they tested it at some point and then added more biomes and it broke the achievement and they never noticed, or who knows what. And so I was very frustrated when that didn't work in the previous version of Minecraft. But in 1.8, that achievement actually works, or at least I tested it recently in the Minecraft 1.8 snapshots and it was working. So that's kind of the ultimate goal, if you will, of this particular season of Exploration and Tactics of the SPACEBARR'D series. I'll be explaining the name shortly. But if we want to explore all the biomes, we have a problem because I am trapped here. We're starting at 0, by the way, but I'm in a forest hills, so there's one biome explored. But in order to get to these other biomes, we've got this world border in the way, so we need a way to expand the world border. And many of you from other series on other people's channels may be aware of a custom map or 3 called Captive Minecraft by the Farlanders, and it's basically a custom map where you have a world border, and by getting achievements, you expand the world border, which is a pretty cool idea, and so I've enjoyed watching some other people play that map. However, in that map, each time you got an achievement, it expanded the world border by 1 block, kind of like half a block in each direction. And so by the end of the game, by the end of the map, the whole world was still only 40 blocks wide or something. And I like to explore. I want to go out into the whole wild wilderness and play a lot of vanilla survival Minecraft. That's what Exploration and Tactics is all about. And so I'm taking that kind of general idea of using achievements to expand the world border, but I'm going to use my own rules that I will explain shortly. And so that's going to enable us to get all of the different achievements along the way, hopefully. But yes, let's talk about that in some more detail. So I talked about Goals, constraints, and penalties. So goals. The goal will be, the main goal of this series will be to get all of the achievements. But let's talk about the constraints and penalties. And I've actually got some signs made up here on the back of the monument that talk about it in more detail and also explain the name of the series. So, SPACEBARR'D is the name of the series. And now that I've explained the world border, you can probably imagine, you can see I'm trying to move forward here, and I just kind of like run into this barrier, this world border. And so we are physically barred in space from traveling past the world border, hence space barred. But if I go ahead and break this sign, we can learn about it in more detail. The world border size is going to double every 3 achievements. And so basically, there are 34 achievements. There's 33 on the bottom here and 1 up there. And so each time I get a column of 3 achievements, I'm going to double the size of the world border. It's currently set at a size of 20 to get things started. That's kind of like a 10-block square radius in each direction from 0, 0. And so I'll be able to double the world border, I guess, 11 times here. And so we'll end up with a radius of kind of square radius of 20,000 blocks or so by the end of the series. And once we get out to 20,000 blocks, in my experience, that should be enough in every direction that we should be able to find all the biomes and explore all the biomes. So that is the first constraint. We need to get achievements in order to unlock more of the world. And I did have to search through a few seeds to make sure I found a seed where that was going to be possible. And in this particular world seed, for example, one of the things you need to get reasonably early on is sugarcane in order to be able to unlock a number of achievements. And so I don't know that I see it right now, but somewhere there's some water and some sugarcane by the time I'll need enough achievements in order to kind of keep on progressing forward to be able to get that. There should also be some friendly animals, things like cows and different things, hopefully, so we'll be able to get leather. And so I think I've picked a seed where basically doubling the size of the world border with each 3 achievements. The first few achievements are pretty easy to get, but after that they quickly become much harder, that we'll be able to explore this world and expand the world border. But I suppose a number of people are still wondering, okay, well that's pretty cool, but why is the series called SPACEBARR'D? And so SPACEBARR'D, if you look up in the dictionary the word bard, one of the definitions would be an epic narrator who is supported by patrons. And so if a bard is an epic narrator supported by patrons, a space bard in particular would be a bard who likes to narrate, who likes to talk about space. And so do you know any guy with an epic voice who likes to narrate things and he likes to talk about space? Yeah, you probably do. His name is Kurt J. Mack, and he does Far Lands or Bust for charity. And so, SPACEBARR'D, as in a previous season of Exploration and Tactics, there will be a penalty each time I die. Previously, I had a job and made more money, and so I had $111 since I'm Lorgon 111 for each time I die. This time we're going to tone it down. We're going to make it $11.10 to Child's Play charity on behalf of Kurt J. Mack's Far Lands or Bust each time I die in this world. And so penalties are good because they force you to make choices and try to play well. In the previous Exploration and Tactics series that I did with the $111 per death, I really feel like it made me play really conservatively and slowed me down. And so hopefully we'll be able to have more fun, but at the same time have consequences, but have consequences that are for good causes anytime I die in this world. You might notice I figured I was going to spend a lot of time talking, and so the daylight cycle is currently frozen. And we're actually currently on peaceful mode, so I didn't have to worry about mobs, so I'm just kind of going through this intro. But in any case, there's a constraint, there is a penalty. We have a couple other constraints that will kind of interact with the death penalty, as we'll see in a moment. But I'm sure a number of people are wondering, well, why did I name the series SPACEBARR'D? And it turns out, you guys know that I'm a fan of word games and anagrams and different things. And it turns out that SPACEBARR'D, as pictured here, happens to be an anagram of Bear Caps Doctor. I could type it in. I should have done it before I had SPACEBARR'D up on the screen. Bear Caps Doctor. And so, as a result, yes, we are not allowed to wear helmets basically reducing the amount of armor that we can have in this world, just as a way to make things a little bit more challenging. I see people like Etho go around and they kind of like, he only ever wears diamond boots as his only armor. I don't know that I want to be that constrained, but we'll go ahead and do that. And so that'll make things a little bit more difficult. And that was also just a fun way to have another silly pun on SPACEBARR'D. I don't know, I enjoyed that one probably more than you guys maybe would. But yeah, let's go for the final kicker, because I know some people are wondering to themselves, why, Brian, why is the series called SPACEBARR'D? SPACEBARR'D. And the reason for that, you maybe have already guessed. I've done some things like this in the past, and you may have seen some other people do little one-off videos like this in the past as well. No jumping or swimming. So by default, if we go into the options and we go into controls, it is the case that one of the keys that you can hit is the spacebar. That does jumping, and it also does swimming. And so right now I can jump. I should take advantage of it and jump as much as I want and can, carefree, because that's about to go away, because we are going to go into options, controls, and we are going to remap the jump key to something I won't press. Insert. Great. Done. Done. Back to the game. And now if I press the spacebar, keyboard's reasonably loud, and so you can probably hear, I cannot jump. I cannot swim. And that's going to make the game challenging. We're going to have to chop down trees and make lots of half slabs and ladders and all kinds of things. I've done a single one-off video that was a speed challenge, and I've seen Etho do a speed challenge where you're not allowed to jump and you remap your jump key, but I've never seen anyone do an entire series, like an entire Let's Play, without jumping, and I think that'll be interesting, not only for the challenge, it's going to make things harder. If I fall in a pit with a creeper, we may be seeing, this happen pretty soon. But I think it'll also be interesting in terms of building and just kind of like the style of buildings that I want to make, either for storage or for housing, or if we go back, for those of you who have been fans of my channel for a very long time, for like 3 years, you may remember back in the first season of Exploration and Tactics, one of the things I built was a sky rail, which is basically just a rail line that kind of like went across my world. Kind of, I don't know, like 100 blocks in the sky or something, or like up at a Y level of 100. And yeah, one of the achievements is on a rail, which will require us to build a rail line that's 1,000 blocks long. And yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. But in addition to that, just thinking about travel, like if we get into extreme hills and other biomes that I'm trying to traverse and I can't jump, I think it will impact how I choose to build, if I'm going to build rail lines to get up and down, or if I am going to build kind of like different skywalks and catwalks, or what exactly I'm going to do, if I'm going to put slabs and all over the place and use stairs and all kinds of things. So I think that will be interesting. So overall, to sum up then, goals, the goal is to get all of the achievements. Constraints, the main constraint is the world border. We need to get achievements to expand the world border, which I'll just do manually by typing in some commands. We also can't wear helmets. I'm probably going to forget this one at some point at the beginning of the game if I'm not careful. And so probably a penalty for breaking a rule will probably be also to donate to Child's Play charity. And of course the no jumping, which I'm also worried that in the first 5 minutes of actually playing the game is going to somehow get me into trouble. Yeah, so those are our constraints. There's our penalty. This is the setup for Exploration and Tactics Season 7 SPACEBARR'D. And so I guess basically I can start the daylight cycle and put us back on hard difficulty, and we can go ahead and get started with this season. One more thing I forgot before we get started. If these item frames look weird, it's because there's vines growing on all of them. Let's go ahead and get our first achievement. If I open my inventory, achievement get, taking inventory. And if we go to the achievements pane, we will see the book, taking inventory, is an achievement that's taken, and the next one should be getting wood. Basically, these achievements, these item frames are covered in vines, and each time I get an achievement, I can return to the monument and break the vine, and that's how I know that I've gotten the achievement. And that also just makes a nice kind of visual to be able to show off what we've done. And once I get a column of 3 different achievements, then we'll be able to expand the world border. But apart from that, I think we're ready to get started. All right, to start things off, I have set the time back to 0. The daylight cycle is running. We will go and put the world on hard. And we're already in survival mode, and so let's go ahead and get started. I've got 4 signs, which I don't think are going to help me. And I need to remember that I cannot jump. Achievement! Getting wood! Look at this. I've already gotten some achievements. I'm amazing. So we're going to chop down a couple of trees here. I made a ladder up to the monument that we need to complete. And it is the case that the monument is lit with glowstone, so I think the monument should be protected from mobs, and it's made of obsidian, so I don't think we need to worry about the monument taking too much damage. But let's go ahead and chop down a couple of trees. We'll go ahead and make a crafting table, and that will get us another achievement, and then we can go back up to the monument and, yeah, kind of see what we've earned there. And I'm going to need a lot of trees, and so I'm going to go ahead do something I normally don't do in exploration and tactics, and I'm going to replant that little sapling. But let's go ahead and make a crafting table, a crafting bench, and set it down, and I now have achievements, getting wood and benchmarking, the wood block and the crafting table. And so let's go back up to the monument just to demonstrate how this will work. The achievements are going to very quickly get more difficult to get, but I got this achievement. And I got this achievement. And so now we've got a column of 3 different achievements. And so as a result, I can type world border set, and it starts at 20. And so if I say 40, and we will watch the world border expand. Is it expanding? Does it expand at a certain rate? Did it already expand? I think it already expanded. Yes, it did. Okay, that just does it instantaneously. So the world border used to be right here. It's gone 10 more blocks this way. It's gone 10 more blocks this way for 20 more blocks in each direction. And yeah, so that's how things are going to go. All right. I will desperately need to make some ladders and slabs in all likelihood. I do not want to accidentally move downwards. So let's go ahead. Let's turn all of these into planks. Obviously, I'm going to need some initial tools as well. I really should have spent a little bit more time kind of thinking through all the details. Ooh, hey! Oh, right! I can get more achievements. I could do this. I could do this. Oh, and it's raining. I did not think about the weather. Well, that could make things hard. Look at that. I got a bunch of achievements just by making some wooden tools, just like that. And so let's go check that out really quick. We got time to mine. We got time to strike, and we got time to farm. And I believe those are the last of the super easy achievements. But let's go ahead and mark them off. You, and you, and you, and I've gotten 3 more achievements. Look at this. We're just sailing through this map. It's only going to last like 2 episodes, right? And so now I will double the size of the world border to 80. Yes, if this turns into a thunderstorm, though, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble because I have no materials, I have no food. And yes, now let's just try to gear up and get some things. Is there a cave right here? There is, so that would be a good place potentially to go, but I need to worry about my height. I do want to get down there, though. Let's do this. Let's make some slabs, and possibly also make some ladders. How many slabs does this make? Let's do like this and make 18 slabs. And let's also make at least 3 ladders that I can use. So I can't jump. And so if I move down here, I'll need like slabs in order to get back up, or ladders or different things. So let's also put this down here. And let's go down here and let's get our first little bit of stone. All right, there is a cave right here. I really have done very little exploration on the seed. And so other than flying around a little bit up top just to make sure there were sugarcane and cows within a certain radius, as well as I did check out to make sure that there was like a stronghold in a certain radius so that we could be able to get to the end when we need to fight the Ender Dragon. And in the Nether, the world border also affects the Nether. And so I did scope out the Nether briefly to make sure that there is going to be a Nether fortress in the range that we need it to be. All right, but I've gathered up some cobble, I guess, since I'm going to have to go back to my crafting table. We'll gather up 17. will be enough for initial things that I usually like to get. And the good news is this is not a thunderstorm, and so we don't have mobs spawning on the surface right away. And I've got the weather sounds turned pretty far down, so I don't have to listen to the rain too loudly or have it drowning me out. Okay, so I want to make a wood and that. I want to make that. Oh, we got an upgrade. We got another achievement. That is very nice. I'm going to want to have a furnace. That's an upgrade, right? Yes. Okay, great. And then finally, I want an axe. And do I have my hotkeys mapped? I do not. One moment, please. I have hotkeys so that the thumb button on my mouse is mapped to 1, and it makes it easy for me to deal with that. All right. Okay, and we have a furnace. And right, and I can chop down some more trees. I see a skeleton over there already on the surface. Because it's raining, it's not as bright. And in fact, I've spent enough time talking and doing other things. Right, and there's also a little bit... Right, the monument does have a glass block right there, so some sunlight shines through. And so, as a result, it's not completely dark directly underneath the monument. But nevertheless, now that the sun is partially obscured by the weather condition that we have, it could be the case that I have mobs spawning on the surface somewhere under the monument if I walk a few blocks away. So let's be wary of that. But I'm going to chop down some more trees because basically I need as much wood as possible to make sure that if I do end up down in a hole or if a skeleton shoots me down somewhere, I have plenty of wood that I can craft into ladders and slabs and whatnot. And so let's actually do a bit more of that. Let's make, yeah, a whole bunch of slabs. We're going to need tons of them. And then let's also make some more ladders like this. Great. Slabs and ladders. These are good things to have. And I did just get a couple new achievements, didn't I? If we go to, oops, not options, achievements. Does it pause the game when I'm on the achievements menu? I'm not even sure. We got getting an upgrade, and we got hot topic. So let's go ahead and mark those off. That will only be 2 of the 3 next achievements that we would need. Yes, getting an upgrade. I put these in order that I thought that I was going to get them. And hot topic. And so if we get some iron, we would be able to expand the world border once again, which would be good because that would open up the ability to get to a body of water where we might be able to farm and get some initial food, because I don't know that there's any animals right around here, right near the spawn. So that could definitely be good. But let's see if we can find some iron, possibly in this cave. I'm really, at this point, completely playing this. I'm winging it. I didn't do a whole lot of planning for this series because I thought it would be more fun if we just kind of do things crazy together. And then if I manage to find some iron pretty early into this cave, I do, haha. All right, we might go ahead and get that achievement, expand the world border. Oops, okay, I don't have to step back up, now I do. Expand the world border once more. And then call this the first episode because I spent a lot of time talking. And the first few achievements are very easy to get, and so it's good to go ahead and get a few of those out of the way. But then after that, I think, especially once it turns nighttime, that this is going to be, yeah, a very interesting series to see how well I am going to be able to stay alive with the constraint of not being able to jump. And let's go ahead and plant some more trees while I can. Got all these saplings cluttering up my inventory anyway. But let's go ahead and set down the furnace. And I guess, yeah, for the first episode, we'll just use as kind of our base of operations right up here in the monument. And I will just use, since we haven't found any coal yet, or perhaps there was some coal down there that I didn't notice, I'll use some wooden planks to heat this up. Can't see where the sun is. I don't know the game time, but the sky might be starting to darken here. But there we go. Acquire hardware means I can do that. And then it means I will double the world border once again because we got 3 achievements to 160. And now we can start actually doing a little bit of exploration. And we could also set up a farm over there next to some water that we have access to. And, ooh, I see a pig over there. So we might actually be able to kill some food animals, which will be good. The fact that I can't jump is kind of a minor advantage almost from the point of view. Let's also go ahead and cook up at least one piece of charcoal to have some torches. And yes, a minor advantage from the point of view that my hunger is not going to go down as quickly. And I think that might be an advantage anyway. Let's just make sure that that piece of charcoal actually cooks. Great. Okay, we've got some charcoal. Now I've got some torches, torches, torches. And yeah, let's put some blocks in the bar here as well. Okay. And I guess I'll take this with me because we'll probably go caving. Yeah, I think it's starting to get darker. Let's see. Yes, definitely I see the sun on the horizon turning red over there, so I could either head down into a cave, which might go very deep, or I could try to set up a farm, but then deal with mobs on the surface at night. I think I'm going to head down into the cave, and that is where we'll have to pick things up next episode. Give me your feedback in the comments. Tell me what you think about the idea. I am uncertain how frequently... I don't have any torches on the surface up here either. Let's put a few torches up here before I go away so that this area stays somewhat lit. So if I try to come back up here, I'll be okay. Yeah, let me know what you think of the idea. I don't know how frequently this series is going to come out. I'm kind of aiming for once every other day or so. Oh, there was some coal right here. But yeah, time will tell how it actually works out. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll still do a lot of the usual fun things we do in exploration and tactics like science. But yeah, we'll see as the days go by and what's to come. So I hope as always that you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more SPACEBARR'D, Minecraft Exploration and Tactics Season 7. Bye-bye.